The Oblivion Remaster is finally here, everybody. The most horrendously kept secret game that has ever been dropped. And I'm not complaining. Ever since the game came out, I've been no-lifing it, most likely just like you guys. And I want to share my first impressions of the game so far, both the good and the bad. But I will say before I get into my greater thoughts that it has been an absolute pleasure getting to play Oblivion yet again. So little jumping back into the past history lesson. Back when I was a kid, Oblivion was one of the first Xbox games that I got to play. Before I convinced my parents to get me an Xbox as a kid, I would go over to my friend Tyler's house and I would play Oblivion and other games on his console. And you better believe that once I did get my own Xbox, Oblivion was one of the first games that I purchased, or well, my parents purchased. I loved all the world building, the voice acting, the dungeon exploring. I was a huge fan of the game, and you better believe that years later when Skyrim came out, I was at the midnight release for the game at my local GameStop. Oblivion is what made me an Elder Scrolls fan. So when I saw that they were doing a remaster of the game, I was very excited to say the least. But I will admit that only a few months ago, I was actually playing through Oblivion as a mage character to relive those childhood memories, and now they're dropping the remaster. So I guess it's time to play through it again. So these are my first impressions after only several hours of playing. So maybe my opinion might change down the road, but I don't think so. I think everything has been pretty solid so far. So one of the first things that I want to talk about with my first impressions is that I really appreciate that Bethesda didn't go overboard with the upgrading and the enhancing of Oblivion. And what I mean by that is they could have implemented a ton of quality of life changes into this game. They could have altered quests, they could have fixed a ton of bugs, they could have done a lot of stuff that was frankly unnecessary. And if they had done this, it really would have hurt the magic of Oblivion and what made it special as a game. Instead, Bethesda went down the route of trying to keep the game pure to its original design, its original state, but they wanted to, of course, make enhancements to the graphics as well as some of the systems in the game, which we'll talk about here soon. So the first thing I would like to talk about with this remaster is, of course, the graphics. The graphics are, of course, absolutely beautiful in this game. I love the fact that there's a hugely increased view distance. There's real-time lighting. The spell effects in Oblivion Remaster look incredible. Weapons and armor are highly detailed. The game looks absolutely fantastic. But I also appreciate that they took the time not just to upgrade the visuals of the game, but also the sound design of the game. Like, I remember putting on some metal armor for the first time on my character, and as I was running, I could really hear like the armor moving on my character. It was a lot more immersive than in the original game, and that was something that I really appreciated. Something else that they did that I think is also really cool is the original Oblivion game only had a certain amount of people that voice acted all of the NPCs in the game, but with the remaster, Bethesda hired new voice actors to come in to voice some of the iconic NPCs from the game, just to add a bit more vocal variety to the game, and I think that's pretty cool. The sound design and the graphical look of the game is absolutely solid. And of course, they did a lot of upgrades to animations. Huge strides in animations, in fact. I'm playing as a melee character, and it is really awesome to see my melee attacks actually impacting the target that I'm attacking. Instead of it just being like I'm attacking air or whatever, when I hit a character, I actually see them get knocked to the side a little bit. And so the animation quality in the game is also dramatically improved. And overall, it just makes for a greater immersive experience. The graphics, the sound, the animations, and it's been really cool. And yes, with my playthrough, I am playing as a crusader because I played as a mage in that last Oblivion playthrough that I was going through a few months ago. So I figured playing as like a melee character with a little bit of magic thrown in, I thought that'd be kind of cool. Now, I did mention a minute ago that one of the things that the remaster did is that it recaptured a lot of Oblivion's magic. And what I mean by that is, for those of you that have never played Oblivion, it's a little bit of a weird game. NPCs and how they interact with each other, there's strange facial animations. It's just a little bit of an odd world in how it operates mechanically. And this is one reason why so many people love Oblivion. It's a part of its charm. And rather than patching this out with the remaster, Bethesda just leaned into it and kept all of this. You will still see those weird NPC interactions, for example, in this game, or those strange moments where the mechanics of the game just sort of break, but in hilarious ways.
Your money or your life. You're smarter than you look. Take it. It's worthless to me anyway.
Bethesda left the game kind of broken, and that's just one of the things that makes the remaster so damn good. Now, keep in mind, there are some bugs in the remaster that at least I've encountered that were not present in the original game. For example, I have found that if you kill some of these flying imps with a frost enchanted weapon, when they die, they just sort of float in the air and you can kind of pull them here and there. And it's almost like the gravity got turned off on them. Sometimes as well, the AI with the enemies is a little bit strange. Like they won't see you until you're literally right up on them. And whoever the hell designed this sprint animation, it looks absolutely terrible. But in a way, the fact that it looks so damn goofy, it sort of like fits with Oblivion. None of this is to say that the game experience has been ruined for me, because it most certainly has not been. It's just that there are bugs in the remaster that maybe they'll patch out in the future. We will see. You know, unintended bugs, that is. And now I would like to talk about some of the changes that were made to the Oblivion remaster compared to the original game, and just sort of share some quick thoughts on those, because I'm sure that's something that most of you guys are curious about. The first thing that I want to talk about is how leveling works in this game. So in the original Oblivion game, you only leveled when you focused on your major skills. And although there are major skills in Oblivion Remastered, you can level by growing in power with other minor skills as well. It's just that your major skills are going to increase your level a lot faster if you focus on those. And I think, in my opinion, this was a good change. It makes leveling a lot more fun and a lot less mathematical, but I'm gonna cover like all of this in more detail in my Oblivion for Dummies video, which I'm currently working on behind the scenes right now. So if you want to subscribe for that video, it's coming soon. It'll be perfect for anybody that's watching this that maybe you've never played Oblivion before and you don't really know where to start. I also love how they addressed the scaling issue in the world. In the original Oblivion game, the entire world just scaled to your level, enemies, gear, and so on. And this is still present in the remaster from what I'm seeing, but it like goes a lot smoother, at least in my experience. Even after a few hours of playing, I only just found my first enchanted weapon and my first pieces of enchanted gear, and I'm hours into the game and I've been in multiple dungeons and caves and stuff. And so the scaling feels a lot smoother in the remaster. It's more polished, and that as well is a change that I like. But you know, maybe in 20 hours of gameplay or 50 hours, my opinion there might change, but I just encountered my first troll and it was awesome. Overall, I'm just having a lot of fun. Like, you guys are probably having a blast as well. Like, it's a fantastic remaster of this classic 2006 RPG, and everybody's having a great time playing it. If you've been over on X or anywhere on social media recently, everybody is just talking about Oblivion this and Oblivion that. It's just a really good time to be an RPG fan. You know, Baldur's Gate 3, Oblivion, like, is so cool. Some of the stuff that I personally love about Oblivion, for maybe those of you guys that have never played it and want like a little taste of what is Oblivion compared to games like Skyrim and other RPGs, first of all, is the fact that you're not the main character. You are not the chosen one. You are not the great hero. You're actually helping the chosen one in the main storyline. And that's very refreshing, because I think that I think we're all a little burnt out on the you're the great hero, you're the champion of Azeroth bullshit that we've been hearing for years now. I also love that the main quest in this game is so damn short. Like, seriously, if you focus on the main quest, like, you will finish it in no time at all. And I love that about Oblivion, because I remember the first time doing the main quest in the game and finishing it like as fast as I did, and I was like, whoa, like, that's it? That's the entire game? Like, Oblivion forces you, like, even more so than Skyrim, to like go off the beaten path. Don't focus on the main storyline. You can, but if that's the only thing you focus on, you're probably going to be really disappointed. Oblivion gives you this whole freaking world to explore, man. Like, explore it. I love the dungeons in the game. It's not the same damn dungeon every time, like in Skyrim, for example. There's a ton of enemy types, there's traps and puzzles to solve. You're gonna encounter a lot more challenging content in Oblivion. Like, you'll be in a low-level dungeon and you'll find a lock that is hard difficulty, and you're gonna be struggling to unlock it and going through lockpicks and just little challenges like that, that if you do succeed in them, they feel fantastic. You'll find these super powerful magical items or spells like hidden in the world if you get lucky and stumble upon them, even at a low level. The items that you can buy from vendors actually matter and actually have real value. I also just love in Oblivion finding places that are off in the middle of nowhere with barely any lore explaining what all is this place is about. For example, Hack Dirt. I found Hack Dirt for the first time in this remaster playthrough. Never found it back in the day, so I was like, whoa, what's this place? It's this little town in the middle of nowhere, and everybody freaking hates you, and there's caverns beneath the city. Everybody worships some mysterious sound that resides down in the cave down below, and they call it the Deep Ones. What the heck is the Deep Ones? Good question. I don't know. Do you know? No, you don't. The landscape is gorgeous, the gear looks great, quests are fun, and I think that it's just so cool to see how many people that have never played Oblivion before, they've only played Skyrim, or they've never played an Elder Scrolls game, they're hopping into this world, and they're playing Oblivion for the first time, and it's like, it's clicking with them, like they're getting it. They're like, whoa, this was the game that set the stage for Skyrim. This is the game that so many people have defended with like such zealotry that like, oh, this is Oblivion is so much better than Skyrim, like, and so many people are getting the opportunity to check it out for the first time, and you're just seeing just the outpouring of love like all across social media for Oblivion as a game, in its design, its AI, its revolutionary technology for the time, and of course just for the remaster and just how well like Bethesda has done with the remaster. So I'm having a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are having a lot of fun playing it as well. Right now the game is currently $50, or you can pay more for a deluxe edition, which gives you some new gear and some quests. Personally, I didn't bother with that because I'm just not really interested. But I will say that if you've never played Oblivion before and you love the Elder Scrolls games, or you just want a really good RPG to play, this might be something seriously worth considering. I loved this game back in 2006. I still love it in 2025. I'm loving the remaster. Yes, there are some small bugs with it, which I'm sure, you know, will be maybe patched out. We'll see down the road. Little hiccups, no big deal. But guys, it's a fantastic game. If you've enjoyed this video, check out my recent What Your Baldur's Gate 3 Class Says About You video, which is linked on your screen right now. I will be making that Oblivion for Dummies video here soon for anybody that wants to get into the game but doesn't know where to start. Subscribe for that, and thanks for watching, everybody.